Hi, boys and girls. How are you? Hi, first grade. It is Wednesday, and we are going to continue um, our realistic fiction books. I'm just going to review a little bit from Monday. And like I said, on Monday there was a lot to do. And if you did not complete it all, that's okay. We're going to be working on this story for this week and next week. Um, so on Monday, I asked you to think of a pretend character or characters, give the character a name, think of a place or setting where your story takes place, and imagine some trouble your character gets into, some kind of problem. So, we're going to move on today on our next step, which is planning our story. So, I'm going to go to the next slide. And just like when we wrote our small moment stories or our narrative stories, or even when we talked about our opinion or all about, we talk about we're going to be getting our ideas out. You're going to zoom into that one thing, the small moment. Um, you're not telling everything your character is doing throughout the whole day. You're going to pick a portion of the day to write about. You're basically going to talk about that moment, the beginning, middle, and end. And these were just some things we used. You can touch and tell, like talk about your the events that are going to happen just by like tapping it out and talking about it. Another way is just you can sketch across the pages some of your ideas of your beginning, middle, and end. Now, we're working on this week and next week, so I do not expect you today to complete your whole story. This is a process, just like we talked about real authors. They do not write their books in one day. It takes some time. So I know I talked about Gretchen the other day, and I liked that name, and I'm going to show you my Gretchen story. And I sort of changed a little bit. I was thinking, like, I know I said she lived in the forest by a tree fort, but then I realized, like, when I was a kid, like, I always wanted a tree house or a tree fort. So I'm deciding that's going to be part of, like, where, it is Gretchen's tree fort or tree house. So I'm going to show you my story, and you're going to notice I'm not going to tell you about Gretchen waking up in the morning or having breakfast. Those are all little small moments right there. What I want to show you is what I started. Okay, so you can follow along with me. I'm going to zoom into a certain time of the day. So follow along as I read to you. Gretchen heard a noise. Peep, peep, caw, peep, peep, caw. What is that, she thought. She crouched by the path. It was a fierce bird. Gretchen felt afraid. I'll be brave, she thought. I'll scoop up the bird in her sweater. So that's just my start. As you can see, it's a small moment. She found a bird right by her tree fort. I'm going to continue writing later on my story, more of the story. But what I want you to write today, and you might still be working on your character, your setting, your problems. That's okay. But if you're ready to start your story, you can start today, okay, if you have some time. And I want you to work on it, enjoy it, have fun, like I said. And please use any kind of paper you have. Like if you just have white paper and you want to just put your picture at the top and maybe draw some lines or just write your story at the bottom, it's totally fine. This is actually going to be probably more than 3 pages. Some of you might have 3 pages, that's okay, but you can continue and go and write as much as you want, okay? But I know, like I said the other day, you guys are so creative. You have ideas. I know you probably already have some of your story in your head. So I want you to enjoy. And if you can, you don't have to, but if you want to maybe take a picture of one of your pages, like your first page, and post it on Seesaw, I know Mrs. Felsen and myself would love to see it. So I hope you have fun. And I will see you on Friday. Bye, boys and girls. Bye.